How's it going, everyone? Welcome back. I'm back with another video today. We're out in a small shack right now. I didn't tell you guys this yet, but I actually plan on selling this thing. Looking for something a little smaller for deer hunting anyways, and I don't really need it for ice fishing. So yeah, that's kind of the plan with this thing anyways. It's for sale on Marketplace. If you guys look up hunting shack or ice fishing shack, you can check it out if you guys are interested in buying something like that. Anyhow, this video is kind of just an update. As you guys know, I was gone for a couple years and didn't really keep anybody updated on how my health was going. Had a couple people reach out or whatever over the 2.5 years and ask how things were going. But yeah, so over the 2.5 years, well, as you guys know, back in 2020. July of 2020, I got diagnosed with multiple sclerosis because I went blind in my one eye, which ended up being optic neuritis, which there's a whole video on that explaining that whole situation anyways. But yeah, so since I had left in the last 2.5 years or so, I was on a medication called Tecfidera, which is, all MS medications are just immunosuppressants. They suppress your immune system. That's what MS is. Your immune system attacks your nervous system, your brain, spinal cord. And so I was on this medication called Tecfidera, super expensive. And I was on that for the first year, and it wasn't working for me. I had 2 new lesions on my brain. Every November, December, I go in for a yearly MRI, and they kind of just check my progress, how I'm doing with the certain medications that I'm on, and that one wasn't good. 2 new lesions is a fail, so they wanted me to start a new one, which I did, and it's an infusion. It's called Ocrevus. If you guys, I probably see it on TV occasionally, advertised. Which is super expensive, even more expensive than Tecfidera. It's like a house payment every year. You could buy a house every year for what it cost. But anyways, I did that, and when you do it, it's an infusion. It lasts me all day. Some people get it really rapidly. I can't. It starts out with a dose of steroids, and then they give you the infusion with some Benadryl, usually in case you have any kind of reactions to it. And I get a scratchy throat and headache and back pain when I get it. Otherwise, that's about it for reactions for me, which is very common. Those reactions are. So I got this infusion. It lasts like 6 hours in the hospital. The first night I got it, and I came home. I felt great. I was doing my walk and everything. And I was laying on the couch later that night, and I always wear a Fitbit on my wrist that monitors my heartbeat. And I just wasn't feeling right. I felt like my heart was going to beat out of my chest. I was getting lightheaded and stuff, just laying there. Nothing was going on. And I looked down at my Fitbit, and I was at 135 heart rate. I'm like, well, what the heck? That's not good. Resting heart rate. Laying on the couch, it should be 60s, 70s tops. That time of day, and I told my wife about it, and she called the nurse triage line, and they said I should go in, and this whole ordeal, anyways, over a month worth of, well, it's actually like 2 months of seeing specialists and stuff because my heart rate was high, and I thought I was gonna die. I was getting chest pains. I thought I was having heart attacks and everything, and I think it was mostly the steroid bumped my heart rate. This years later, I think the steroid bumped my heart rate, and it's recommended that you drink a ton of water when you do it. I drank a ton of water, but it didn't help me that time anyways. So yeah, my heart rate was high, and then I think that led to anxiety, which increased my heart rate for like 2 months. There was a time where my resting heart rate average for the day was like 85. There's a time where I was in the hospital, just got done seeing my primary, and went out to schedule another appointment. As I'm standing there, I looked down at my Fitbit, and I have 150 heart rate. I was in the ER 9 times within 30 days. So anxiety can also lead to other problems, health issues, particularly the gut. I was also diagnosed with IBS because I've been in, had stomach pain now for 2 years plus. Well, no, just under 2 years. Sorry. Yeah, so about getting close to 2 years now. It'll be like next month, 2 years. I started getting stomach pains, and they've never really gone away. And I do tons of research, which makes my anxiety terrible. Googling stuff and then seeing doctors that don't really have answers for me all the time. They say, oh, it could be IBS. Well, then you research IBS, and is IBS really a thing? Because there's no test that you take to have IBS. It's IBS you get diagnosed with when they rule out everything else. You don't have Crohn's, you don't have colitis and microscopic colitis, and there's all different kinds of stuff. When you have nothing else, that's when they say you have IBS, and there's no test that says that you have it. Well, does it really exist? Which causes my anxiety to be worse. I thought I had colon cancer. I had 2 different CT scans. I had x-rays. I had colonoscopy and endoscopy, all these things to figure out what was going on with my stomach. Never found anything out. They just told me I had IBS, and I've been in pain with my stomach. My stomach hurts every day now for just about 2 years. They say there's a diet called low FODMAP that you can follow to ease the flare-ups with IBS. I've tried it. It's super expensive, and it's extremely hard to follow, and it's hard to find the food, in my area anyways, to follow the proper diet. So I just kind of give up. I just kind of eat whatever. I mean, I lead a pretty healthy lifestyle anyways. I eat a lot of venison, chicken, fish, a lot of rice, vegetables. I eat pretty healthy stuff. I don't eat beef anymore, really. I mean, occasionally I'll have a steak or beef liver I eat. But yeah, I eat very healthy. I take my vitamins every day. And yeah, so have IBS now. I also got diagnosed with scoliosis. I have to go in for adjustments on my neck and my back and stuff all the time. It's like every 6 months I'll wake up and my neck is all kinked. I can't hardly turn it, and it hurts really bad. It's like you slept on it wrong, but it lasts for like weeks at a time unless I go to the chiropractor, and it still lasts for a while. Definitely helps going to the chiropractor though. So back to the Ocrevus anyways. I kind of decided on my own. None of these doctors ever mentioned anything about anxiety to me, that could be an issue that I was having. I just kind of on my own, knowing that my anxiety was bad and stuff, and I decided to give Ocrevus another shot. But I was so terrified of Ocrevus the second time because I was literally like bedridden, terrified that I was going to die for like 2 months the first time. So I was really terrified again the second time, and that's what kind of caused the IBS, was the second time, I think. But I did it anyways, and that's been kind of good so far. Anyways, it's been working for me. I haven't had a new lesion on my brain since I started Ocrevus, which is good. I've never had a MRI on my spinal cord, which I assume there's lesions on there just from pains, and my right leg has been numb for, God, 6 years now, probably, at least, maybe 7. I've had tests on that too, and they don't think that's MS related, but my right leg is numb. That's that's pretty common, stuff for having MS. Yeah, so, and then this past winter I got would have been this past winter. I had such a hard time with all this IBS stuff, thinking it was colon cancer or something else, that I finally talked him into giving me on a anxiety medication. Well, the anxiety medication caused weight gain. It's called Paxil. I forget the other name for it, but Paxil anyways, you could look it up. Causes weight gain anyways, and it's like one that you don't want to quit taking too. You can't quit taking it cold turkey. It takes like 6 months to get into your system, and it does work, but it's also very serious medication too, where you can't just quit taking cold turkey. My wife, she fills up my pill box for me every week. I have 7 days worth of pills in there, and this one time she forgot to put my anxiety medication in there. I thought I was dying. My heart, I was having really bad heart palpitations. I thought I was gonna puke. They were so strong. But yeah, anyways, cause weight gain. As you guys know, like 4 years ago, I went through a ton of stuff to lose weight. Not that I was like morbidly obese or anything to begin with. I was like 250 pounds. I lost 50 pounds by diet and exercise, on my own. I did that. And then I continued that. I've continued that this whole time. I eat good, diet, exercise. I walk all the time. And my scale is just going up. So and then I figured out that it was the anxiety medication. So I've been off that for like a month now, and weight's starting to go back down a little bit. Anyways, I've lost like 14 pounds like very quickly anyways. So I'm happy about that anyways. Getting things back on the right track. The Ocrevus does seem like a good medication, like it's working. I know it can cause some stomach issues. Doesn't seem to be causing, they don't think it's causing what I have for stomach issues. It's working well for a lot of people for not causing new lesions and stuff, and it's working well for me. They tell me actually I don't have to have my yearly MRI now. I have to do it every 2 years, they're saying, because it seems to be holding pretty steady. So, yeah, that's kind of the update. I don't think I left anything out there. I probably did. But yeah, for those that were interested in it, and hopefully, this video could be informal for other people that, might have multiple sclerosis or any other kind of health issue that I got. I'm collecting them pretty good here. I've got IBS, I've got multiple sclerosis, I've got diverticulosis, I've got scoliosis, all kinds of cool stuff anyways. But yeah, so comment down below if you guys have any of those things and how you're dealing with it anyways, what kind of medication you're on. If you just deal with anxiety and stuff, that can be the worst thing. That's honestly been the worst thing since all this has happened. I get bad health anxiety and think I'm dying because I have, stomach pain for years now. At the time it was weeks, and which is terrifying enough to have a pain in your stomach for weeks. Can be scary anyways. And then one of the worst parts of that was the colonoscopy. Not so much the procedure, but it was the finding the results. I was just terrified that they're going to come back in the room and tell me that I have colon cancer and, it's bad, or I have something else, that I don't want to deal with. The multiple sclerosis is enough to deal with on its own, and then other big diagnosis on top of that is just not a good time anyways. And, I family man, I like to spend time with my family and do things that they do, and I like to be out in the outdoors, and I like to hunt and fish, and I like to go for my walks and all that stuff. And yeah, it's just, when that stuff happens, that does get ripped away from me. Like, I'd lay in bed terrified, or I don't go hunting, I don't go fishing, I don't do my walks, I'm just scared. Like, it's paralyzing. Don't even eat. When I actually got diagnosed, I didn't eat for several days on end because they told me that it was a possibility that I had a brain tumor. So anyhow, without any more rambling anyways, that's kind of what's been going on for the last couple of years. That's where I'm at now. Just back on the weight loss journey anyways, and I got another infusion coming up here at the end of next month. So wish me luck anyways with it, that it continues to work. It has worked so far, so God willing, it's gonna keep working for me anyways. Let me know if you guys are interested in Ice Shack. Trying to get rid of this thing. And subscribe. We'll see you guys next time.